Realizing that which you are requires focus away from others and focus on yourself. Because the moment you do that, you let go of your judgments. The moment you do that, the only thing that exists, focus away from others and focus on yourself. Because the moment you do that, you let go of your judgments. The moment you do that, the only thing that exists is you and your thoughts and your beliefs. Because all else has been abandoned. And this is what I say to you. Abandon all else and put all the focus on yourself. Some may call this video arrogant. Some may say this is not true. Some may say be selfless. But there's something that I want you to become aware of in yourself. As I spread your awareness right now on what it means to realize yourself and why I say only be interested in yourself, I want you to not take sides at any moment. Be totally open to what I'm saying so your awareness can be expanded. Be only interested in yourself. Why is this statement so important? Why does this statement let people realize themselves? It's simply this. When you're only focused on yourself, you're able to give yourself the attention that you would otherwise give others. What I would say is very difficult for someone to grasp with their thinking mind, with the mind that says, no, I've been taught I should be selfless, is putting all of the attention on themselves. And it's very crazy to me that there's been so much information on being yourself and realizing yourself and self-realization and self-actualization that you rarely ever hear people say, put all of the focus on yourself. Rarely have I heard that. The first person who's brought this to my attention was Osho. Because Osho said, simply be selfish. And in the moment, I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. There's a part of me that resonates with that. But then there's a part of me that's like, okay, what does that actually really mean? So me and my rebelliousness, I let go of that and I just went, I'm going to find out for myself. The thing I've come to is simply this. And you can be open to this or you can be closed to this. Realizing that which you are requires focus away from others and focus on yourself. Focus away from others. This is the part that I think that will make it very difficult for someone. Anyone who goes on an internal journey is taking your focus away from others. Because the moment you do that, you let go of your judgments. The moment you do that, the only thing that exists is you and your thoughts and your beliefs. Because all else has been abandoned. And this is what I say to you. Abandon all else and put all the focus on yourself. As you abandon like that, you will notice that there's a different light that will come to you. So much of your time is spent on, how is this person being? What does this person think of me? And as your attention is out here, you forget that you're here. That's the difference. is that you've been spreading your attention this way, so that means your energy goes that way. Whatever you're interested in, many of the times, without your knowing how people are, what they think of you, why this person is like this, how come they can't be more of this? When your interest is in that direction, your energy will flow there. This is the difference. This is the main difference to this point. Not fuck people. That's not the main difference to this point. The main difference to this point is allow people to be as they are. And the only way you can do that is by putting all of the focus on yourself. All of the focus. That means consider people no more. There's no more, why is this person like that? If this person was a little bit more like this, if this person only changed this, if this talk comes out of you, it means that you are outside of yourself. You're more interested in putting your energy on others than putting your energy here. And this is one of the things that I've talked about before, which is self-love. And understanding that self-love comes from taking all of your energies that are scattered and bringing them back to here, to the center. The same thing goes with this. When you're only interested in yourself, that means that you can allow self-care. Which means you can care more for things that you didn't even notice. When you start worrying about why someone is like this, you start to see, why did I even worry about someone being like that? That's even more important for you to see. This is the great beauty to it, is that when your interest leaves and comes, you'll then be able to feel more of what you are, express more of what you are. Which is what everyone is seeking. Everyone is trying to move toward this. Everyone is trying to allow themselves to move in this directional route of expressing themselves to the world, expressing themselves. And something I've learned through time is the moment that I start to want somebody to be something is the moment that I become blind to what wants them to be something. Because all of my attention is so focused on them being something that I can't see what wants them to be that, which is a pattern of mine, which is actually more important than them changing. This is very difficult. It is not easy. For myself, it has been very difficult. To remove these things almost feels like, well, then what do I do then? Because before, I thought it was, this person was like this, and I'm just positioning them in a way so that I can allow myself to be more intelligent. One of the things that used to come to me was thinking about my friends, thinking about one of my friends, whoever it may be, or thinking about somebody who I used to work with, or maybe even the woman I'm in love with, or anyone. And thinking, why is this person like this? Why won't they just change this? If they change this, don't they know that their life will be better? And I thought in some way that I was giving myself more awareness of them. This is what I thought. I'm like, I'm more aware of them than they are of themselves. So you know what's great about that? Is that means that I'm very aware. I actually turned it into an egotistical thing. That means that I'm very aware of them. But not knowing that, all I was doing was trying to get them to be something different, wanting them to be something different. Which feels very strange. In time, it feels very strange because I don't want them to be anything different. That's what felt so strange to me, is that I'm trying to figure out where they are and how they don't see themselves and why they don't see these things about themselves. But simultaneously, I'm also feeling that there's something wrong with it. That I'm putting too much mental energy into them and not enough into myself. This is when it became realized. That I'm putting all of my attention on positioning people, seeing why this person is like this and why this person is like this, even praising myself for having the awareness, instead of seeing, why am I doing this? Instead of being more aware of, why do I allow myself to judge like this? This is what came more important to me. This is what will always be more important to you, to let you know. What will always actually be more important to you is, why do I do this? Not why are people like this? That's going to always be more important to you. And that's why I say be only interested in yourself, no one else. You may, at first reaction, feel like, why wouldn't I want to be selfless? I'm not talking not why are people like this. That's going to always be more important to you. And that's why I say be only interested in yourself, no one else. You may, at first reaction, feel like, why wouldn't I want to be selfless? I'm not talking about disregard, belittle, judge, where there's a superiority-inferiority complex. I'm not talking about that. I'm simply talking about take all of your attention off people and put it only on yourself. That's what I'm talking about. When you do that, you will allow yourself to be more. You will allow yourself to be more expressed. Energy that's not available right now will then become available. That's the great thing, is that there's energies right now that are not available to you. Now, some people are worrying about, like, how can I go along and do this? How can I express myself in this way? And I just go, first of all, you don't have the necessary energy to do that. There's no necessary energy. You're trying to figure out how can you do it from a place of not having the energy to do it. You only have enough energy for where you are right now. But the moment that you remove, you abandon your want for people to be something. Because the moment you remove and abandon, you get energy back. That's when you'll be able to do some of these things you want to do. Express yourself in ways you want to express yourself. It was when I allowed myself to really walk away from some of these patterns and live through them and really sit with the moments of me wanting to say something but allowing it to undo. It was when that happened that I started to be able to gain strength in a way that I never had, to be able to do certain things I've never done before, to be able to express myself in certain ways that I've never done before. This was the difference, is that a certain energy came available, and then another energy became available, and then another energy became available. And as more and more energy becomes available to me, the more that I only want to focus here. Because through that gaining of energy and that being able to just live out more, I then understand that it's not going to happen through the way that most people think. It's going to happen through only being interested in yourself, only putting all the focus here. Because as you put it here, all you see was here. All you can experience is what's in the middle. You start forgetting about what's on the outsides. The outsides no longer make sense, no longer are registered, no longer wants to be registered, because you want the outsides to be as they are. But since the middle is where life is, since the middle is where you live, where the center is, this is actually where you can now start to feel alive. And I tell this to anyone who find themselves on the path of, how can I be myself? How can I express myself? I don't like judging others. I don't like when people judge me. If you're someone who really, really struggles with judgment or judging others or not being able to express yourself, feeling like you can't really move directional with yourself in the way you want to, in a very assertive way, this is absolutely for you. Enjoy.